What's going on, guys? I just wanted to give you a rundown of a couple of the cars that we will be working on the channel. Kind of catch you guys up to speed on where they're at now and then what the future plans and goals are for them, so you can follow along. First up, we have this 97 Integra GSR. My brother actually got this car for me as a gift. A buddy of ours scraps cars, and somebody was in a front end collision with it, and they scrapped it, and he called my brother, and my brother bought it from him. So we ended up doing a new core support, front core support, both headlights, new hood, front bumper, and then while we were doing all of that stuff, ended up just throwing it on jack stands and just stripping everything off of it, all the suspension, brake lines, fuel lines, and then just rebuilding from there. So I got rid of the ABS, just ditched that, got rid of AC, got rid of power steering. And the reason I did that was I knew I was going to go turbo, because my old car that I had years ago, I always wanted to rebuild kind of that similar setup. So we ditched all that stuff and just started rebuilding, kind of stripped everything out and then just started rebuilding from there. Yeah, so basically it's 100%. It was 100% stock. Nobody had ever modified this thing. It did have a K&N filter in it, but other than that, the car was completely stock. So I took the drivetrain out, threw that on a stand, pulled the head off, did ARP head studs, new head gasket. As far as the block and everything, it's 100% stock. There's nothing done to it. 155,000 miles on it. The head, I ended up throwing ITR valve train and cams in it, and then the transmission, only thing we did there was threw in the ITR LSD, the OEM LSD in it. I did keep the GSR intake manifold because it is a true GSR car and it's all numbers matching. I did port the throttle body opening to 68 millimeters and then threw a 68 millimeter throttle body on it. And I did an ACT clutch. It's a heavy duty pressure plate with a street disc, which I'm coming to find out this year that it's not going to be enough to hold the power that we're going to be putting down. It works on the street fine, but I did go to the track once and it was slipping on me a couple times. So we're going to have to figure that out. But yeah, so motor's pretty much stock. We have a Tempest Racing turbo manifold on it, 44 millimeter gate. This is a Garrett GTX 2863R. So it's a ball bearing titanium wheel. It did have the T25 housing on it, exhaust housing originally. So I ended up swapping that out for a T3 flanged turbine housing, and it's kind of a weird size. It's a .73 housing. Most are like 63 or 82, but this one's a 73 that I found on eBay, of course. It is a 3-inch V-band on it, so the downpipe and everything straight out the back. It's all 3-inch. There's no cat. There's a resonator, and then I have the ES Oval, or not ES Oval. That's old school. This is a Vibrant. The Vibrant 3-inch right there. So everything's full 3-inch on it, all the way back. It's 2.5 charge piping right here, going down to a front mount intercooler. This is all 2.5 right here, and then you can see the intercooler in there. Get you a view down here. I went with it's a dual backdoor intercooler, so it sneaks through right between the radiator and the frame rail there, which is really nice. It actually fits perfect. It's like the max width you could put in here. Like, it won't fit any bigger. And I was able to keep the side mount. I just had to trim a little bit off down here. So that's really nice, having all the OE mounts on it. This thing is super solid, zero wheel hop. Definitely helps having the traction bar in there. That also helps. Just got an eBay radiator, eBay fan. I will do some eBay stuff when I feel like I can get away with it. Like the catch can's eBay on there. I got two going to the back of the valve cover here. I did put baffles in there so it doesn't just suck the oil out. Then I have the other two, they run to the back of the block. It's running a GM 3-bar map sensor. I have this Golden Eagle vacuum block right here teed in to the brake booster. Because I ditched all of the ABS and original brake line stuff, I have a 40/40 proportioning valve in there, and then I did all custom lines run, you know, to the front wheels, back wheels. So everything is fresh. All the fuel lines, it has all braided fuel lines on it. Still have the stock filter, just got a, you know, cool little mount on it. And then it just still has a stock feed line on it, which I do want to switch just for a better look. Has AEM fuel rail, has injector dynamic 1000 cc injectors in it, AEM fuel pressure regulator, got the Marshall fuel pressure gauge on there. All the gauges on the car are Marshall, just kind of like to keep them all the same. And yeah, right now I'm kind of been messing with some boost controllers. I have this dual stage one right here. Then I just have you know, the Turbo Access old school style, kind of bulletproof, just always works. Manual controller on it. Right now I have a 8.7 psi spring in it, and it's running like 14 pounds at the moment. There was zero room for an air filter on here, so I just have the Turbo Guard. I'm not sure if you guys can see it down there or not. A Turbo Guard screen on there. Maybe here you can kind of get a little view of it. Kind of sketches me out just having a screen on there. I've never run one like that before. But here, oil pressure gauge on there, along with my T for my oil. I don't like to run stuff right off the back of the block with like having all that weight back there at that one fitting. You always hear about them breaking off. So what I ended up doing was I just run a straight line fitting, a straight line up, and then up at the firewall I'll do a T, and then at that T I'll do one that goes to the turbo, and then I'll throw that oil pressure gauge in there. And I've done that, you know, like 2 or 3 times on different setups. Seems to work really good. I haven't had any issues with anything breaking, no leaks, nothing. It's got a hard clutch line. I know I'm probably forgetting a ton of stuff, which we'll go over eventually. Sitting on Coney yellow springs, adjustable struts. Not Coney yellow springs, Coney yellow struts. It's got New Speed sport springs on it. It's got Rota Spec R ITR knockoff wheels, 16-inch. I did have the Mini Cooper ITR brake setup on there, but I was having some brake troubles trying to sort them out, trying to figure out what was going on. So I ended up just putting the GSR stuff back on it, and nothing changed. So I will be putting the ITR setup back on there, the Mini Cooper ITR setup. It's disc in the back, OE disc. Got rid of the spoiler, gonna do a drag wing eventually. Step inside here. Oh, the ding. As you can see, I got some gauges up in here. Oh, the sun's killing me. I got water temperature right here, where the dimmer and cruise control switches used to be. I got oil pressure right there. Got my air to fuel ratio, PLX M300. Boost gauge right in the center. That's all I'm running for gauges. All my ECU stuff's down here. All my motes and the burners. Everything down there. It's a spoon shift knob. Original spoon, not a knockoff. I've had this since 2002, 2003. I bought one of these, and I've been rocking it ever since. Other than that, it's got poly bushings in the shifter, and then this back bushing here is one of those aluminum solid bushings. Give it a nice solid feel. I don't actually run a short shifter in here. I'm just not a huge fan of them. So I just like the double bend, the OE double bend. Obviously it was in an accident, so there's no airbags. I actually have this one is an EG cover, which I just had left over from my old car, so I ended up just throwing that in there. It actually fits pretty good. It covers up everything. It's not an Integra style, but it totally works. And then I have a Honda Fit steering wheel. So it's a little smaller. It is a different spline, so I ended up having to put an EK steering column in, which bolts right in. It was no issues at all. So I have that on there. There is no bag in here. I got rid of all the bags. And interior Del Sol seats. Gray stripe ones from like 95 SI, I believe. Just got those from a junkyard, actually. Just stumbled upon them. Other than that, interior is completely stock. Original floor mats, you know, nothing too crazy. So future plans for the Integra, I'm kind of going to start pushing it more as a track car, like a drag racing car. It was kind of my street car. I was keeping it like right on the edge of a street in a track car. But I actually picked up an '08 Honda Fit Sport a couple months ago as a daily. And I kind of put the CRV, the Wagon Hunter, for a winter car. So with that, it gives me the option to really push the Integra to where I want it to go as far as how fast I want it to be. And with me making it as fast as I want it to be, it's not really safe to be driving on the street all the time as much as I want to drive on the street. So the Fit is the perfect street car. My brother has the same car, an '08 Fit, same color actually, and we did a K-swap in it. He did a K-swap in it about a year and a half ago, and that car is a blast to drive. He did a TSX engine with a Civic Si 6-speed trans, and it is just out of control fun. And it's naturally aspirated. You don't have to worry about turbos and oil lines and overheating and any of that crazy stuff. So when I got the Fit, it kind of just made sense that I can turn that into a super fun, reliable street car, and then make the Integra just, balls to the wall, bog deep, turbo, boost to the moon, moon tune, get it done. Plan is to K-swap my Fit this winter. Well, I have the CRV going, and what we're going to do with that is I'm going to do the same setup my brother has. It's going to be a TSX engine, the K24A2, with the Civic Si, the 06 to 11 6-speed transmission. And there's a whole lot of stuff that gets involved with swapping a Fit. My brother is crazy good at electronics and wiring, and that's like my worst thing. I'm horrible at wiring. So he figured out how to wire in a K-swap in a Fit, which is huge. Like, I mean, you can bolt engines in there and put everything in there, but if the wiring's not there, it's not going to start. It's not going to run. It's as simple as that. So luckily, he figured that stuff out, and that's going to be my new street car, daily car in the summer. And it gives me, like I said, gives me the option to put this Integra to the moon and really make it crazy fast and have some fun. Which I'm not trying to be like the fastest car on the planet. If I did, I wouldn't be rocking a GT28 turbo, GTX 28. I'd be rocking like a GT35R, something like that, or going K series turbo. But or building a built motor. This isn't even a built motor. This is just stock motor. Long term, I'd like to throw some pistons and rods in this thing and make 600 horse, something like that. Nothing even, still not crazy, but yeah. So that's kind of the plan. So this winter, won't really be working on the Integra at all. I'll just be letting it sit here. It's gonna be parked at my place, and then at my brother's. That's the garage that we work at. He lets me keep a car there and keeps all my crap over there, and allows me to come and go as I please and work on stuff. So that's where the Fit's going to be. His Fit will be there as well. You'll see it when we're working on stuff. And we're going to be K-swapping my car this winter. And I will cover the whole thing, as much as I can. Usually always do a garage night on Mondays, and then on the weekends, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, whatever works out with families and stuff, we'll be there working on it. His car too. We got stuff to work on his K-swap Fit as well. We're trying to get AC in that thing and just dialing suspension, height wise. He just did a full suspension where he cut out strut towers and yeah, we put in adjustable camber plates, and it's pretty rad. You'll have to check it out. You can check out his stuff on his YouTube as well. It's Paul Bomers, Bomers. He gives full wiring tutorials. I love Harleys, but yeah, it's really going to be a good time. I hope you guys like it. Definitely let us know what you want to see, what you want us to cover, what you like, what you don't like. Am I talking too much? You want to not see my face? You want to see some parts? You want to see underneath these cars? You want to go for rips in them? You want burnouts? You want drifting? Let us know. We want to put on. Oh, there we go. We should take the Integra out. It's like a Hellcat just went by. Might have to go find it. But yeah, let us know what you guys want to see from the channel. Burnouts, racing, drifting, snow fun, street racing, or just working on cars, how-tos, welding, wiring, putting engines together. Just let us know. If you don't want to see my face, you just want to see cars, it all works. But thanks guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll give you guys an update as much as I can. Thank you.